Hello. It is DC and Christina, and I'm excited to be having this interview today. I met Christina on the internet, and we kind of crossed paths with the Snark crew. And since I've been doing Beachbody content for the last little bit, I am very excited to hear from another person who about their experience in Beachbody. And yeah, I'm really excited. Christina's normally on a lot of my lives. I've appreciated the support, and I'm happy to platform her as much as possible. I think her story is going to be very eye-opening for some of y'all, and I hope that this reaches other Beachbody people who may have thought like, hey, maybe something isn't quite right here in our company. So I'm gonna hand the microphone over to Christina and let her do a short intro. And don't worry, I have tons of questions. We're gonna find out so much stuff, and I'm so excited. So Christina, can you tell the audience a little bit about the Spark Notes, the quick intro, and then we'll talk more?
Okay, so I'm Christina. I actually found Beachbody in 2013, signed up to be a coach, was a coach for about a year, and then was a discount coach or a customer for the rest of the time I was involved till I quit in February of this year.
Awesome. So here's I think I closed my, I'm just going to open it back up really quickly. I have my questions over here on the side, and I was trying to speed up my RAM because my computer, but let me just open it back up. Let's see. Here we go. So before joining Beachbody, Christina, what was your, can you tell us a little bit about your experience with fitness? How were you involved with sports growing up? Was Beachbody your first experience with fitness, or what did that look like?
I did weightlifting when I was in high school. I played football, I played hockey, and then I was always walking, biking, did BMX biking and stuff. So
that's awesome.
I was always into fitness, but I actually, when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I weighed a lot. I weighed 306 pounds, ended up losing almost 200 pounds. And the whole reason why I found Beachbody was I had gained 60 pounds and was watching TV in the middle of the night and saw an infomercial. That's how Beachbody came about for me.
Wow. That's awesome. And again, that's a little bit different than some of the stories that I've heard where people get into Beachbody and they get in, and Beachbody's kind of their first more hardcore experience with fitness. But having grown up, my dad like doing weightlifting, and my brothers being in wrestling, and me being in tennis, and like doing stuff like that.
You're breaking up really bad.
Let me get out and get back in. Let me try that again.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Hi, everybody.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes, I can hear a lot better now.
Okay, sorry about that. It is technical difficulty Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? If it is, then it's literally technical difficulties every day of the week for me. So sorry about that. We were just
I
talking
think it is
about
Tuesday.
oh god, that cannot be our thing. That cannot be technical difficulty Tuesday. But so I was just saying that it was interesting that you had so much hardcore physical like in hardcore sports like hockey, weightlifting, football. So what was appealing to you about Beachbody?
At the time, my spouse, my ex at the time, he worked offshore. I lived in Alaska,
Wow.
and he worked 2 weeks offshore, 2 weeks onshore. So the nearest gym was actually over an hour and a half away from me. And I didn't have
Oh,
a car for 2 weeks at a time. So that
oh
for
my
me
god.
was that's what it was for me. That was the appealing part for me, was being able to pop something in the DVD player and work out. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. Did now um and so you said that you found out about Beachbody on an infomercial. At that time, they were already a multi-level marketing company, or were they still on their direct to consumer model?
I know I had a coach at the time, but I didn't really know anything about the multi-level marketing part until way later. Like the whole part, like that whole first year of being a coach for me was way different than when my coach got fired. Because the way he did things, the way he ran things was totally different. So it didn't seem like a multi level marketing. It seemed like we were learning and building, and then we would recruit people to coach underneath of us.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, don't get too interested yet, live chat. We're gonna ask more questions about that later on about her coach. So, to tempt you to stay longer, I'm gonna keep the interesting parts, the more interesting parts for later. So, um,
Yeah, that whole was kind of weird to me, that whole start. But yeah, I didn't know really it was a multi level marketing, and I knew like about Tupperware and all those, but
yeah,
at the time to me it was just you signed up, you did the workouts, there you go.
yeah, for sure. Um, and so you signed up through inform that. I guess we're gonna just touch on a little bit, but keep kind of the juicy details for later. What connected you with your specific coach? Like, was it something, was it just like luck of the draw, or did you like
I
something
was
specific?
assigned to him.
Okay.
I was
Luck of the
randomly
draw.
assigned to him, and like I said, no, completely luck of the draw, because after he got fired, I have no clue why he got fired. So that's like, I have no clue. He just got fired.
Wow.
But after he got fired and I got moved to his upline, it was complete night and day.
Okay.
The way things were ran, the way we were, everything was night and day.
Mm, interesting. Who was that who was his upline, if you don't mind me asking?
I really don't even know. That was back in 2014 that I got switched.
Okay, no, that's cool. That's cool. I'm a nosy person. Y'all all know that. I love sneaking in on stuff, so I'm gonna ask. Um, when I'm gonna skip this question, I'm gonna save it for later, but from the time that you were aware, I guess, on the Beachbody for the infomercial,
I'm
was
losing you again. Here, let me try leaving and coming back in.
okay. Okay. Can y'all hear me okay? I might it doesn't say my internet's giving me an issue, but it might be. It might be I hope it's going okay. Sorry, live chat. I didn't realize that I was gonna have any technical difficulties today. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Fizzle Sticks. Hey, Janet. Okay. Is that better, Christina?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Cool. They said that hopefully it'll be okay. No worries if it's not. I don't mind having Christina on again. Hopefully even if the sound's okay, we'll figure it out. But was there any waiting period between the time that you saw the infomercial about the Beachbody product to when you signed up, or did you sign up immediately when you saw the product?
There we go. Can
Okay.
you repeat that? Sorry.
Sure, no problem. Was there any waiting period from when you saw the infomercial about Beachbody to when you decided to sign up?
About 6 months.
Okay. Okay. Cool. What caused you to wait about signing up? Was it finances? Was it just thinking about the opportunity or
I saw the infomercial and I was like, yeah, whatever, because I gained 60 pounds in like less than a year. So I was like, oh, whatever. I seen it right after Christmas time and then seen it a couple more times. And then I was like, you know what? The T25 was actually on sale for $19.99.
Wow, that's a great
and
price.
free shipping. So that's where,
Yeah.
that's how I ended up ordering it.
So you had experience as a customer. How long did it take you from like your customer experience to were you ever a coach or from being a coach?
Hold on. I'm still having a hard time hearing you.
Okay. Live chat, is it on my end? Let me know. We may have to do this maybe on a recording type situation. Let me just see. I can hear you okay. I'm not sure if my audio is messed up for live chat, so I'm just going to double check with them real quick. Let me see. Okay, they said it's my audio is okay. It may be the connectivity, Christina. I think I'm having a little bit of a connectivity issue on your end, Christina, maybe. Oh, you can hear both of us? Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can message her on Instagram. Thank y'all for holding on. Okay. Okay. Are you back?
Sorry, I got booted somehow.
Okay. No, I think it's maybe it says okay, it looks like maybe your side's delayed a little bit. So maybe we'll get as much as we can in. When you first signed when did you become a coach?
Like the beginning of 2014.
Okay.
I got my package in 2013, August 2013, and then in the beginning of 2014 is when I became a coach.
Okay. Why did you decide to become a coach?
Because at that time I was using the supplements.
Okay.
Back then they had a whole different set of supplements, and it was like a multivitamin, a energy pill thing, an energy drink, and they had really good. It was from P90X. It was this protein powder that I really liked. So
Yeah.
for me, the discount was worth it.
Yeah.
They no longer sell any of those things.
Surprise, surprise.
And yeah, they no longer sell any of those things.
Yeah. So the supplements were working for you, the programs were working for you. What pivoted you from feeling like Beachbody had a lot of good things to offer to kind of where you are now? Was there an interaction with someone? Was it your own physical health? Or tell us a little bit about
Okay, there, Autumn. It's the same. Autumn.
that. Okay.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
boy.
Autumn. Autumn's what
Autumn.
happened. Autumn. Autumn's
Yep.
what happened.
Autumn
100%.
Calabrese.
It was autumn. No, I also had an interaction with Sanji Khalif. I had asked, it was when the container system came out, and it was before the Ultimate Portion Fix came out, and I was doing the containers back when I actually thought containers were actually good back then. There was a lot of information in the very, very first booklet that came out with them. Now the booklet that came out 6 months later wasn't the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
But and they were really, I used them, they helped me, they worked for me, so
Yeah.
and they helped me build a good relationship with food back then until they changed everything and screwed things up.
For
But
sure.
for me, autumn was what it was, autumn. And then I had an interaction with Sanji. I had asked for help because I was doing the containers and I wanted to do body beast for a second round. And I asked, hey, do you know about these new containers and blah, blah, blah. How should I do my calculations? I'm just trying to fuel my body correctly. And he wanted me to spend $300 on a blood test.
What? Oh my
Yes.
God. No.
I think I didn't send you those.
I feel like I've been messaging so many people that it still shocks me to hear that again. And I'm sure I was
Yeah,
shocked.
I think I might have sent them to Amber.
Oh my God. 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 So what happened with Autumn? Because I have lots of feelings about Autumn Calabrese. What happened with Autumn that said, nope, I'm out of Beachbody?
Okay, so gut health. That was my last final straw. Gut health was my last and final straw. But for me, it was little things over time. Like I said, the portion fix got changed a lot. Instead of being encouraged to, like when people were hungry, at the end of the day, they used to encourage, oh, try some vegetables, eat an extra veggie, eat an extra protein, have an extra fruit if you need to, and if those are what help you, then go ahead and add those in every day. It was, learning your body, what portions work right for your body. And then now it's like, if you have to stick to the calculations that she provides and no variations. And like in the original very first book, there was like at the very back of it for like restaurants and stuff or family outings or whatever, there was like hot dogs, and that you could say a hot dog was 2 yellows and 1 red. That was what it would account for. And that all got taken away. People just kind of became really negative and it became toxic.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I've never been in Beachbody, that, but I've seen some of the toxicity from looking at some of the programs, just listening to getting yelled at by Autumn on her lives it's a real treat. And by a real treat, I mean it's awful. So I've seen what she recommends for her food recommendations, so I can definitely empathize with how that may have pushed you to leave. And again, I know, like, I remember ordering the P90X before they were a multi-level marketing company, and it was great. Tony Horton was great. I know that you said some of the programs were really good, some of the supplements were good before kind of feels like they've maybe gone on this downward slump in their company. But did you ever try Shakeology? Okay, what do you think of
I
it?
actually drank it for 6 months, ended up in the hospital because I wasn't drinking it before with my first coach, and then my second coach, his upline that I got bumped up to, I had to be able to be a part of the coach group, I had to drink Shakeology. So I was drinking it and it was making my stomach sick, and I ended and they were like, oh, you're just detoxing. It just keep drinking and drink half of a scoop instead of a whole scoop. I ended up, yeah, having an allergic reaction to it, and then I started drinking it again when cafe latte came out because I needed to find a protein shake. So I tried it. Somebody sent me samples. I tried it. I was like, okay, I like it. I'll go ahead and spend the money for it because it is something that I like. Okay. And I was drinking it because that one I could handle. And then they ended up changing their warehouses where they manufactured it. And it's now manufactured in a warehouse where they do the strawberry and stuff. And I'm highly allergic to strawberries. So therefore, I can't drink it anymore.
Um, holy shit. Oh my god. What?
Yeah. I tried the vegan, I tried the chocolate at first, then I tried the vanilla, and then I tried the vegan chocolate, then the vegan vanilla because they were like, oh, it's just because, try the vegan instead. And yeah. And then, like I said, it was on one of our little groups, fitness groups or whatever pages on Facebook. Somebody was like, hey, I've got a bunch of cafe latte samples. They're getting ready to go bad. Does anybody want one? First 100 people, send them to them. And I got a sample. I was like, okay, I drank it. I was fine. I was like, cool. I needed a protein shake anyways at the time. I was like, cool. I like it. Good. There you go. Good. And then, like I said, they changed where they were manufacturing, and I ended up being allergic again.
Oh my, that was not the answer I was expecting. But and again, let's talk about this for a second. I've heard many coaches, many people in health and wellness companies, in Young Living, in Modere, in I say many. I'm checking them now, but they will always say, "Oh, that negative reaction is you detoxing." Oh, in Monate, "Oh, your hair maybe like your hair is detoxing. That's why your maybe clumps are falling out." I say that as a recounting of a story, not in any disparaging way. But even in Beachbody, "Oh, you're detoxing." If you're listening to this and you're in any kind of multi-level marketing company, here's the response your upline should give you if you have a negative reaction. Please stop drinking or taking this supplement immediately if you have a negative reaction. It's not detoxing. It's not. Oh my god. That's wild.
Yes.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god. It's dangerous too to say cuz you're allergic to strawberries, is that correct? Or it's
Yes,
whatever's
I'm highly
in.
allergic to strawberries. No, I'm
So
highly allergic to
yeah.
strawberries.
Yeah, so it's just wild of them to say, "Oh, this is made in the same factory as something that strawberries is made in, and you should keep taking it, it's just you detoxing." No, that's dangerous. That's
Yeah.
highly
Well,
dangerous.
that was about a year after I had had my allergic reaction and I quit drinking. It was when cafe latte came out, and I tried the cafe latte for just shits and giggles. Like, why not give it one more try, see if how my body reacts to it. Maybe their processing, because companies do change their plants a lot. Where they're processing, how they're processing stuff. So, I was like, okay, give it another try. Maybe something's different. I gave it a try. I was able to drink the cafe latte for about a year.
Yeah.
I actually drank it for about a year, and then that's when they switched to the new plant where they were processing it along with the other vegan Shakeologies is what it was. They were processing in the same plant. They were doing the vegan Shakeologies, and I ended up having a bad allergic reaction. Quit drinking it, threw every bit of it that I had away. I had like 4 bags.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Um, so after your coach got fired and you got sucked up into his upline and she had you ordering Shakeology and that was a requirement, is that correct?
Yeah, that was a requirement in her group. Yes.
So to have access to her mentorship, she made you pay for some kind of supplementation. In this case, it was Shakeology.
It was Shakeology. Yeah. You had to buy Shakeology.
Do you know what it
And you
says?
had to do
Go ahead.
and you had to do the 3-day refresh 4 times a year.
How much does that cost?
if you already have the Shakeology with your coach discount, it for me, because I lived in Alaska at the time, it was $78.
Every time? 78 4 times a year? What?
Yep.
Oh my god. Again,
What are you doing over there? Sorry, I've got a chicken loose.
You're good, you're good. So, in the policies and procedures in Beachbody, the contract that you sign with Beachbody, it says that you're supposed to make yourself available to anyone who signs up with you under you. So if you're the coach they want to work with, you're supposed to make yourself available to them. It doesn't say anything about requiring people to buy to access your time. So it's wild.
Do you know how many coaches require somebody to buy something, at least $50 worth of stuff every month?
It's
Whether it be
awful.
Shakeology, Energize, Hydrate, Recover, one of them.
Oh my god. And again, that's literally it seems like, and I'm not a lawyer, this is not legal advice. It seems like that violates the contract that they signed with Beachbody to say, even though they're supposed to make themselves available to the person who signed up with them, it with no money in associated with that, and then to say, no, you only get access to me if you buy more stuff. How is that? How does that work? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, and I didn't really like. I kind of tried to do whatever she like. I tried to do all the things that she was saying, but you got to remember, I lived in Alaska,
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere. My closest neighbor was over a mile away. I, you know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it was just, and things turned really like I quit coaching, but I was still signed up as a coach so that I could get my discount
Yep.
because I still ordered, like I still had people that I helped. I don't know if I'd ever get in trouble for this, but I actually helped a lot of people for free. I bought little programs that were on sale and gave them away to people, just people up there who didn't have good internet service after Beachbody On Demand came out. I bought a bunch of the DVDs before
Yeah.
they ended up going away. I bought a whole bunch of them, gave them away to all kinds of people, T25, all kinds of them, and just gave them all away to a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
I would help people with, if people wanted to do the containers and weren't able to afford the $60 for, at that time it was like $60 for a newer program for the just the DVDs and the little set. It was like $60 each program. So instead I would, tell them, how about, you look up the stuff online and save a little bit of money. And then when you have enough money saved, then you can buy it in a year or so. And I'd start helping them right away, put them in my little challenge groups, which were free. You
Yeah.
didn't have to buy nothing. You didn't have to do, I mean, the only thing I required was move 10 minutes a day. That was it. That was my only requirement. Move 10 minutes a day, at least 3 times a week.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. It just reflects the type of person that you are. You're generous and you don't have like a greedy bone in your body. It just seems like, and yeah, we don't know each other in real life, but I've seen what you've done for other people and the support you've given to other creators, and it's just like it is just so anti Beachbody culture that we've seen that you're like actually wanting to help people. And I do know that some Beachbody coaches seem like they do want to help people, but they get sucked up in, this pay to play stuff, and it just seems to really create a downward spiral for their downlines. Oh my
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Um what do you personally think about when you went the cafe latte because you could drink it? What did you think about the taste of Shakeology? Because I know you've seen me gag on it, and I obviously I obviously am awful at taste tests. So
Okay, so the chocolate before they redid the formula to it wasn't that bad, the actual
Okay.
chocolate one. And the cafe latte, when I could drink that one and I really liked it, it was good, but I added peanut butter, a banana, and almond milk to
Oh yeah.
it. But I really liked it because it was a good base. And some of the ones that I could find at the GNC locally, nobody wanted to drink those.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
They were disgusting. So
Yeah.
Shakeology was the lesser of the evils, I guess you could say.
Sure, sure, I get that, and I know some people who do like the taste of Shakeology. They've messaged me and they say, "Hey, I saw your taste test. I thought it was hilarious. I actually like. I'm scared to say this, but I did like the taste of Shakeology." And so I'm like, "Hey, I don't no hard feelings. We all know that my palate is not very refined, and I just gag a lot." So, price wise of Shakeology, what did you think about the price of Shakeology?
At the time that I was drinking it, I lived in Alaska, so proteins, powders, and stuff were expensive anyways. So you were already going to spend about the same going to GNC.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, and then with as many vitamins and stuff that were in that, if you look on the back of Shakeology, with as many vitamins and stuff that was in it, I didn't have to buy a multivitamin on top of it. So
Sure.
it was, kind of the lesser two evils. I saved just actually ended up saving me about $10-15 a month.
Sure. So now that Beachbody is pushing all of these additional supplements on top of Shakeology, what's your perspective about that? Because you bought Shakeology originally because it had a ton of the other supplements that you didn't have to buy extra. So what's your perspective now being on this side of it about that?
My perspective when they first launched the performance line, that's what you're talking about, right? The performance line.
Yeah, just the it's just
When they launched that, my whole perspective on that was this is a cash grab.
yeah.
You don't need them. They're not needed. They're just fancy little extras. So instead of going to your local GNC and buying your Bacchus and all that from GNC or from your local Whole Foods store, they want you to buy it from them at twice the money.
Yeah. Yep. It, mm, I have so much
That
to
was
say.
my thought.
Yeah, those are good. Those seem like they're good thoughts. Okay, so here's my next question. If Shakeology was not sold in a multi-level marketing structure, do you think that it would that people would want to buy it based on its taste and based on the ingredients and
I
the
think
cost?
there is I think there is a large portion of people that would buy it, yes.
Okay. Why
If
do
it
you why
wasn't a multi because I being when I was a coach, I gave away a lot of samples and stuff, and a lot of people were like, what is this? Where did I like it? What is it? But never bought because it was from an MLM.
Sure.
So I think there's people that would buy it, but don't buy it because of that.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point. And again, it's hard for
Hi,
me to
Hunter.
grasp that. It's hard for me to grasp that because one, I don't like the taste, and two, I think it's pretty expensive for what it is. But it's good to know, obviously, that a more complete picture is there are some people who do like it. And your perspective is the formulations seem to be better before they redid some of the formulations on the powder. Is that inaccurate?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was better. Yeah, it was a lot better back then.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, that's a good point. What would if you had to characterize your experience as a Beachbody coach as either positive or negative, how would you describe your time as a coach?
My first year, extremely positive. After that, negative, very negative.
Okay.
But like I said, it was day and night. That first coach that I had in his group, we had 2,000 people. He had 2,000 people under him. And we didn't like say the little cup thingy, the push for the cup, success club stuff, all the little team challenge things that they do to push you to, recruit and earn more money. If somebody wanted to do that, he made a little subgroup. But in the main group, we didn't talk about any of that stuff. We talked about how we could help our clients and bounce ideas off of each other. If somebody wanted, if somebody wanted information about a certain diet, we could ask within the group, and we would go and find information that wasn't, this is the best diet in the world or this is the worst diet. It was more biased in between. These are the good, the bads of what they were looking into doing. And the whole community thing, like when we first signed up as coach, like when I first signed up as a coach underneath him, the rules were like you couldn't have more than 10 clients a month. Like you couldn't sign up more than 10 people a month. You had to be a coach for 6 months at least before you signed up your first coach to learn the ins and outs of everything.
Cool.
You could not poach, or not, you couldn't poach from other people, of course, but you couldn't like prospect somebody that was pregnant or just had a baby. If they
Wow.
have a baby under the age of 9 months, you weren't allowed to. No, that was a big no. If
Wow.
they came to you, you were to tell them to call, hey, you're not ready yet, your body's still healing, message me in 6 months, or message me however long they had left during that first year.
Wow.
And
That's
then like I said,
incredible.
it was complete night and day. I got over there, she was like, oh, you should message people before they have their baby, get them to buy a challenge pack.
Yeah.
Get them to buy a challenge pack before they ever have the baby. That way they can get going right away. And it was just really scummy.
Yeah.
So I quit after about a year underneath of her. I quit and signed up again later on as a coach, but just as a discount coach again. But I
Yeah.
had, in between that, while I was a client, I had several different coaches because nobody really was the right fit.
Yeah. That's and again, I'm the type of person, like I like talking to a lot of people, and the fact that you had a kind of a positive experience in your first year, and that you're telling us that there were all these rules in place to not prey on people, that's incredible. And I guess I'm hoping, I don't like multi-level marketing company, but if there are teams out there that aren't preying on people, like that's great. That's awesome. Um
That's what, like, I guess that was what was kind of heartbreaking for me when I realized the whole other side of coaching, because I really liked the way we did things.
yeah.
We were willing to help people. We gave people ideas. If you couldn't afford, a program right away, you could sign up as just for a free client profile, and then it didn't cost you nothing. You didn't have to put in your credit card or nothing. It was just a free little client profile thing. You signed up for that, you got added into one of the free groups, and there were little workouts that we'd share, just little some YouTube workouts like PDFs,
Yeah.
5 push-ups, this and that. We do little water challenges, make sure you drink half your body weight in water a day, things like that.
Yeah. Here's a question from Hunter. What was the culture like when you were in with regards to people who weren't the ideal body types? So, I would say that Carl is platforming Autumn Calabrese, and we know what Autumn looks like. And I'm not trying to body shame anyone. I'm just saying that everyone should look like Autumn is unrealistic, and it's not healthy. So, when you were in, what was the culture like?
Um, the first year, the culture was completely different than afterwards. And then I don't think things got really bad about body shaming and everything, because there was still a large group of people that were Beachbody clients, not coaches, but clients, stuff that still held each other up. I don't think things got really bad in the culture until the last few years when Autumn started going really
Yeah. Yep.
downhill.
Yep. Did when you were a coach, did you stay a coach longer than you thought was good, or did you once you saw the red flags, you left?
Can you repeat that one time?
Sure. So when you were in and you started seeing the red flags, did you leave immediately, or did you stay a little bit longer than you thought was good for you?
Hold on. I'm going to go out and come right back in.
Okay. Live chat, thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate you sticking around with the some of the connectivity issues. That's one of the Wild West moments for live streaming. I appreciate the support and hanging around. Hope you're doing well. Hey Beth. Um if you're just joining us, we've been chatting with Christina about her experience in Beachbody. Is that better?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. Totally fine. It's one of the spontaneous surprises of live streaming, so it's all good. So my question to you is, when you were a coach and you saw some of the red flags, did you leave immediately, or did you stay a little bit longer and hope that things would change?
Um, I actually, the people that I was coaching, I told them that I was leaving to cancel their account. They all canceled right away, and I continued to help them for another 2.5, 3 years
Wow.
just on my own.
You seem like such a nice a nice person, that because most times, and again, no like shame or no positioning from me about if you leave Beachbody and you're done. That's one thing, but the fact that you, Christina, stayed with the people that were associated with you and Beachbody is pretty cool. That you're able to do that. It kind of feels like it reflects like who you are as a person.
Like I said before, a lot of the people couldn't afford a lot of the Beachbody stuff, so they were on my free account. They were underneath me, but they were just literally just a free name. It was a free account, so I didn't really make any commission or anything, and I was already helping everybody. So I was like, you know, hey,
Yeah,
I'm leaving. I don't want you guys to get suckered into something that's bad. I don't really want you to go to my upline. So go ahead and cancel your account. I'll go ahead and continue to help you here. And, I help people get to where they were confident enough to go on and do things on their own.
sure. That's awesome. Here's another question from Hunter. Did you have people in your downline ever try to talk you out of leaving Beachbody, or was it only your
Um,
upline trying to keep you in?
I didn't really have a downline. I didn't, the highest I made it was Emerald, and it was a girl that lived in Homer and then a girl that lived in Wasilla. So they were already interested in Beachbody. They liked it. So they went ahead and went to my upline. But nobody tried to talk me out of quitting because, like I said, nobody was really, other than the programs that I gave away and the few programs that they bought on their own, it was still DVD format. So Beachbody on Demand wasn't a thing at that time.
Sure. With the coach that you got sucked up into when yours was let go from Beachbody, did you see any how long did it take you to see any red flags with them? Or was it immediate, or did it take some time for you to say, "Hey, this feels predatory"?
So sorry, I totally lost you completely.
Okay. So
Oh, there we go.
did you see any red flags with the coach that you got pulled up into after your coach got let go?
A lot of red flags. Like I said, she wanted people like, I got put up to her. And even though I'd been a coach for about a year at that time, she was like, recruit, recruit, recruit. And I was always like, mm-mm, not into recruiting. I don't want a big downline. I had two people that wanted to be underneath me because they wanted to be in their areas. We lived, one was 50 miles away, the other one was about 70 miles away. They wanted to represent their areas. That was that. And she was all about recruiting and the team cups and the success club. And, you needed to push to recruit. You needed to do all kind of, it was just very toxic.
That sounds like a lot of what the culture is now in Beachbody.
Now, yeah, a lot of the stuff that I watched, like, I thought for a long time she was just a bad upline. She was just a bad coach. And then I've been seeing, I found you on YouTube, was watching the Snark Weeks and stuff. And that just kind of was like, holy cow. Yeah. It's not. I think the first person I found on YouTube was Kiki Chanel.
Yeah.
And I was watching some of her reactions to upline calls.
Yep. And
to the power hours and stuff.
I think your first coach, that guy that got let go, was more of the exception as opposed to the rule of it feels like the rule of the predatory applied in Beachbody. It does feel very predatory from lots of the things that we watch. And yes, I think Kiki is everyone's gateway into a lot. She's one of the bigger accounts for sure. If you could tell someone looking to sign up with Beachbody as a customer, what would you tell, like, what's the best advice you could give them if they were like, you can't talk me out of it, I'm going to do it regardless? What's the best advice you could give that person?
My best advice?
Yes.
as soon as your coach reaches out to you, block them. The workouts are awesome. I can't say nothing bad. Like, if you follow, okay, that's a lie. Some of the newer workouts are twack as fuck.
Yeah.
They're fucking insane. But like the old school P90X, Brock and Body, all those are fucking awesome. So if you really just wanted to join just for the workouts and stuff, sign up for Beachbody On Demand. It's $100 a year. And as soon as your coach reaches out to you, block that motherfucker. Block him.
That's a good, I mean, yes, I think that would probably be the healthiest, the healthiest outlet. So here's another question. Maybe this is unpopular to ask this question, but if you could tell someone who is looking to sign up with Beachbody as a coach, what would your best advice be to that person?
If you really want to help make a difference and all that, don't follow your upline, or find an upline that was like my first coach.
Yeah.
Like, that's my best advice.
Yeah.
Find an upline that was like my first coach and work with them for a while before you sign up as a coach. That way you can know the type of person they are. And otherwise, follow your own heart, do your own thing. If you really want to do that, if you really wanted to do it, like, don't do it to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Do it to help others.
Yeah.
Do it to help others and maybe make an extra $50 to $60 a month. Like, that's my best advice. If you really wanted to do it and to help others and you were dead set on it, do it to help others, but not to make money. Because I think that's where things get twisted and things get, excuse my language, but really fucked up, is when money gets involved and when these coaches are getting these kickbacks and all this money. The higher up lines are getting all this money.
Yeah.
And I know that no matter what, because it is a multi-marketing level, the person at the top's going to get that most money anyways. But if you're actually working, not caring about all the rest of that, don't care about the team, don't care about the legs, if you just want to help people, that's my best advice, is to go in it to help others and maybe, make a couple $50, $60 a month, or maybe even a couple $100 a month.
Yeah. So if they were if someone was going to choose between Beachbody or becoming a certified personal trainer, would you say go the certified personal trainer route, or what would your advice be?
My advice is, if you have the money and have the means to do it, go the personal trainer route.
Okay. Why
I
is that
honestly,
your perspective?
because you get a lot more education, and Beachbody itself doesn't give you a lot of education into form and proper anything. They just tell you, here's, go coach people, tell them what to do. They don't give you any kind of guidance.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a personal trainer, certified personal trainer, or sports nutritionist, or whatever, you have to go to school, you have to learn those things, you study. And then on the other side too, there's people like me who have been into fitness and into nutrition for years. I'm not certified in anything. I don't tell people to take my advice, but
Yeah.
I'm willing to help others if they ask me questions. Hey, what do you think about this? I'm willing to help others look things up for them. I'm willing to do all that. There's people like me out there as well who have been into fitness and everything for, I've been into fitness and athleticism and all that since I was about 12.
Yeah. Yep.
When you're a 306-pound 15-year-old, people like you being on the defensive line.
Yeah, for sure. Hunter has another
So
question for you, Christina. He said, in Beachbody, where does the shift happen from personal development to making money for you, like in your experience when you were in, or what you saw with your upline?
as soon as I got put to the new coach, that was it. Like
Okay.
for us, it wasn't, like I said, in the first year, it wasn't no, there was no like push to make money. There was no push to recruit people. We maybe made $50, $60. A lot of us only made $50, $60 a month extra, just a little bit of extra spending money. It was more about the community and all that. And then when I got switched over, that's when it kind of got toxic, and she was all about money,
Yeah.
like praising the top 10 sellers, and these are our successful people. And I don't know if you know who Jessie Lee Ward is, right?
Yeah. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
you know that wall of champions behind her, that
Yep.
wall.
Yeah, I
Like
do.
that's what she was like. That there was that wall of champions, and every month the top people, the top like 50 people, went on the little banner that went across her Facebook page. The it's not your profile picture, it's your wall
Yeah.
picture.
Yep, yep. Your
Yeah,
cover photo or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, your cover photo. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That's how that was.
Clowntown has another question, or a question for you. Do you think you would have joined Beachbody if it wasn't for, and I guess you kind of answered that a little bit earlier, but for that good coach that you luck of the draw got paired with? um
I would have quit right away.
yeah.
I would have quit right away.
Yeah. Yep. In what? Okay. Here's another question for you. If someone's watching this and they're in Beachbody and they've had a negative experience, and they're being told, "Oh, it's just you. You don't have a good work ethic. You don't have the stamina to be good in this business. You need to do more personal development. You need to," whatever the excuses are. What would you tell that person?
Quit. 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 Because you can't switch, like if you're already a coach, you can't switch coaches to a different upline. You have to quit for 6 months. So
Yeah.
quit for 6 months, and if you're really into coaching, and you were, like I said before, you're really into coaching and everything, find somebody else.
Yeah.
Because that's not right.
So, we're just haters out here in the desert of whatever non-personal development. Why Why are we not necessarily the non-crazy ones? Why should someone at least take time to maybe hear your side of the story and, you know,
Hold on, real quick.
you're good. You're good.
I thought I heard Corinthians crying.
Okay. Oops. I think it's muted. Hold on, let me unmute it.
She's good. She's with her daddy and they're playing.
Okay, great. Great. So what would give you credibility for someone listening to your story and say she's not just a hater, but she has some good insight about some other side of the coin for the Beachbody scenario?
Because I actually still have friends that are in Beachbody and I still, hey, way to go. I'm still supportive because, like I said, yes, Beachbody is the problem, but some people are trying to help and some people are trying to do the right thing. So you can't just discredit everyone. And I just,
Yeah.
like I'm not completely anti MLM. I have
Sure.
friends that are in MLMs. I will support them. They're people who, like my cousin, all my aunts and stuff, they all buy Tupperware. They told her, hey, why don't you sign up to be a Tupperware consultant? That's the only people that buy from her. She every once in a while like does a Facebook party for somebody, but really family, that's it. So, if I want something from Tupperware, I'm going to go to her and buy it.
Sure.
So I'm not completely anti-MLM. I think where the problem is when it gets to the upper levels, that's where the toxicity comes in. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. So talking about the levels and multi-level marketing, what is if in your perspective, what's the most problematic part of multi-level marketing? If you could fix one thing, what would it be?
That you can't have a massive downline.
Mm.
That actually sales is put over recruiting.
Mm.
That actual sales is put over recruiting. Like in my first group, like in my first, my first upline, my first Beachbody upline, the way that group was set up and the way the rules were, that would be the number one thing that I would change. Like set up rules and set up boundaries and make it to where there's not these people who are sitting at the top doing absolutely nothing and still getting what, like $100,000 a month paychecks.
Yeah.
When there's people who like, I'm not complaining. Yes, I put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of time, but I had time on my hands. Like I said, I was home by myself with no car for 2 weeks out of the month. Every 2 weeks I was home alone. So that's.
Yeah. Clowntown has the same question, but with Beachbody. If you could change one thing about Beachbody, would it be the same thing that you just mentioned, or would it be slightly different based on your experience?
Like I said, mainly my number one thing, Autumn. Get rid of Autumn. I'd fire Autumn. I definitely fire Autumn. Get rid of Autumn. 100%. Get rid of her. Just throw her out. Just throw her out. And I would give coaches that are, or I give super trainers that are more, I think she's a newer one of the super trainers. I didn't really get to know her very well, but she's always like sharing herself eating these big ass cheeseburgers.
Love that.
And she did that reel about Autumn's oat tortilla things. She did that reel where she was like, makes the little, and she pours it out and goes in there and grabs the corn tortillas.
Yep.
I think she needs to be more up front. Like people like that need to be more up front. and
Yeah.
not body shaming. Like this whole, like I said, when I first started, everybody was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. You're working out. You're doing great. It didn't matter what size you were.
Yeah.
You could be a size 2 or you could be a size 30.
Yeah.
Everybody was treated equally in a lot of the groups. There was no shaming. There was no fat phobia. There was none of that really. There was
Yeah.
a few people, but those people got shut down real quick back then.
Yeah.
Like they got shut down real quick.
Yeah. I wish
And
that.
then now,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I say, but now it's totally different. Everything's, I wish it was like it was back then because now you post that you're eating regular bacon instead of turkey bacon and people are jumping down your throat and
Yeah. Yep. It's very polarizing. It is.
oh yeah.
Here's another question. If someone finds this video and they would automatically take something to heart that you said, what would that thing be?
I'm not sure what it would be, so what somebody would take to heart from this. I just hope that it reaches somebody and helps somebody realize that, maybe those little feelings in your gut that you're having are, like I said, for me, when I left, it was because of autumn, because of all the changes that were made to the nutrition programs and stuff. That's, where I
Yeah.
ended up quitting.
Yeah.
And when I started, each program came with their own nutrition. They were set up differently. Some of them you ate more, some of them you ate less, but I don't think any of them went under like 1,500 calories.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like I think it was like 15 to 1,800 calories or 18 to 2,200 calories.
Yeah.
Those are
A
your
lot.
little, and then there was no containers. There was no containers. You just kind of stuck to your calories.
Yeah. Here's another question, and this one involves Carl Deichler. If Carl ever heard this interview and he was open to listening to one suggestion from you for his company, what would it be?
You know the answer already.
Fire.
Fire on them.
Why do you want him to fire Autumn? What about like if you were having to sell that idea to Carl, how would you sell it?
Look at the damage that she's done to your company over the last year.
Mm. Yep.
Look how many, like, yes, there's coaches, new coaches and stuff because people are being recruited as coaches, but look how many of your longtime clients have left.
Mm. Yep. That's a good I mean, yeah, that's a great answer. That's a great answer.
That's, I mean, that's the number one thing. Look at how many people have left.
Um, okay, more polarizing question. If Autumn Calabrese hears this interview and for some reason lightning has struck and she is open to changing at least a little bit, what would one of your suggestions be to her?
Stop with the toxic diet culture. Stop with the body shaming. Go back to the, I don't know if it was a fake persona or whatever, and this is really who she truly is, but go back to the person that made the YouTube videos that were deleted off of YouTube when 21 Day Fix very first came out.
Mm.
Go back to being that person. Go back to being the person that encouraged people to eat more if they needed to. Go back to being the person that said if it took you an hour to do the workout, it was okay. Go back to being the person that said it may take you, yes, this is a 21-day program, but it may take you 60 days to do that 21-day program, and that's okay. Go back to being that person.
Mm. I think that's really good advice, and I think it's really valuable to remember that some of these people there's been a big change in their behavior and what they've said, and that that reasonable balanced perspective that they had before is healthy. It's way healthier than saying my way or the highway. Eat this or you're the worst, or how can you be so dumb and not be able to read through this PDF? And it's like people used to like you, and I think that's what initially like Beachbody was interested in, and she's really changed. She's really
Some of the DVDs or some of the YouTube videos that I'm talking about, when 21 Day Fix, Portion Fix very first came out, before they completely launched Portion Fix, these were videos talking about and describing, the different uses for each container and how you compare them together, and all kinds of like helpful information that all got wiped from the internet.
Wow. And I didn't know about that.
But
Again,
like I said,
yeah.
That was back when she would encourage people to eat more if they needed to eat more. That was back when, it was okay not to overwork your body. And
yep.
Now it's like do two workouts a day and work out 7 days a week and only eat 1,200 calories. And monkey, come here.
Hi, Corinthians. How are you?
DC says, how are you? You say I good?
I have to do
the baby snark voice for her. So
yeah. She's broke out. It's okay. DC likes her. She talks to DC all the time while we're watching late night lives. Will you roll me a cigarette, babe? Hi. All right, you want to play in the dirt for a minute? Yeah. Go ahead. Go play in the dirt for a few before it gets too dark out there. Come on, Mom. We'll walk out here with you before it gets too dark.
And we're all her internet aunties. Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you gonna play in the dirt?
What are you doing?
I'm talking to your mom. Can you say hi to the Snark crew?
Hi.
Hello.
Say hi, Snark crew.
Hi, Captain.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Are you're an official Snarker, Corinthians?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You said mommy.
Hey, they know I'm your mommy, huh?
Yeah.
That's my mom.
You're so
Yeah.
cute. All right, go play. Go play with your dirt.
Oh my gosh, that's the best. That's the best. Awesome.
I play.
She's having. Yeah, go play in the dirt, baby.
But I want to talk to her some more.
You want to talk some more? You're just gonna take over my live stream, huh?
Hi.
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 Hello. Are you? This is the
Hi.
first time I talked to you.
Hi. Hi. It's like the same pitch. It's Baby Snark.
Baby Snark.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
She's taking over my life.
That's okay. Corinthians, hi.
Say hi, mommy.
Hi.
Hi,
Here they are
Corinthians.
saying hi.
They're saying hi to you. Everyone's saying hi, Corinthians.
Everybody's saying hi. Look.
Hi.
Clown
Lori
says
says hi. Everybody's saying hi.
Beth says hi.
Hi.
Melissa says hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a birthday?
Mom, can we go to Grandma's?
Can you go to
Please.
Go ask Daddy. Mommy's busy right now.
Cute. Well, I guess closing thoughts. Do you have uh-oh, I think I lost you maybe. Maybe that's on my end. I don't think I have anything open. I think Autumn reminds me of my. Do you have any closing thoughts about Beachbody or?
Baby, Grandma's sleeping, baby. Grandma's old. Grandma's old and Grandma's sleeping. If you're gonna cry, you're gonna have to go in the house. You can go out, you play in the dirt, but if you're gonna cry, you gotta go in the house. You wanna go play in the dirt? Grandma's sleeping. Look, all their lights are off. My mother-in-law lives next door.
Oh,
all their lights are off. See? Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Grandma's sleeping. Look, all of her lights are off full. That's that. You can yell at your grandma tomorrow. I can't turn her lights on. She lives across the street, across the driveway. Grandma! Here, come out here and yell for her. Go ahead. Come out here and yell. Go ahead. Come out here and yell for Grandma. Let's see if she can hear you. She's deaf. Grandma!
Dishwasher.
Dishwasher.
Countertop.
Oh
Hubby's showing me a dishwasher. He loves me.
It's
That's
a countertop
awesome.
dishwasher. It's like $350.
I don't want one. I still do dishes by hand.
You are a very good person.
She's yelling, trying to get Grandma's attention.
Love. Well,
okay, back to what.
Yeah. If you could you give us some closing thoughts on Beachbody and
closing thoughts on Beachbody would be, like I said, if you're gonna join and block your coach right away, or if you want to become a coach, go into it for the little things like helping people.
yeah.
We're gonna have to finish this later point.
For sure. I'd be happy
We'll
to
have to do another one.
Yeah, we'll have to do another live stream for sure. I'll Okay, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next live stream.
All right, I'll catch you on the late night live stream. Are we doing a late night live stream tonight?
Potentially. I gotta check. We gotta double check. So I'll let y'all know.
Awesome. All right, I'll see you tonight.
Okay, bye.
Bye.